Y'all want to talk about Jerry Springer? He died.
R.I.P.
R.I.P. Rest in peace, Jerry Springer. You know he's from he's a mayor of Cincinnati at one point in time.
That's ridiculous.
You know what I mean? Ain't it? Right?
Yeah, that's ridiculous.
He's the mayor of Cincinnati. He died of cancer. They said he died of pancreatic cancer.
Ooh.
Peacefully in his home.
Oh, that means he was killed because pancreatic cancer is terrible.
Yeah, I always think about like this. I don't think there's like a peaceful way to die of cancer. Like,
well, I'm sure there's some cancers that will shut your organs down and you could die in your sleep, but pancreatic cancer is painful.
yeah, and so it made me start thinking like, yes, his death. You know, it is what it is. You die because of the things that you do, and you get the disease. Rest in peace. But it made me think about the impact that Jerry Springer had. Like on us when we were growing up,
on our childhood,
and the things that we would see on it, and it was like one of the first talk shows where they were like fighting. Like it was one of the talk shows where they were legit fighting.
Yeah, and
that's when they didn't really care about things that were happening on TV like that, and the. During that time, I got Oprah. She was like the main. She was like the
Ricky
one.
Lake was pretty popular.
She was number one. Like Oprah was number one, but Jerry Springer eventually, because of the action and the violence and the fighting and the drama that happened, they eventually, surpassed her, became number one with that violence.
Wow, that's really exciting.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, we don't have to stay on Jerry Springer.
Clearly, you did some research, man.
No. These are all just thoughts. Like, these are all thoughts. I just want to get all the trending stuff out the way.
I think that Jerry Springer was a genius, honestly. And I think that he cultivated a community that he was able to pass on to Steve, his bodyguard, which you can never do.
Yeah,
like that.
Steve.
Yeah, like to be able to accomplish that, the dude was a genius. You're not gonna look at him that way, but he was.
He was a genius as far as what his marketing or
his branding. It
wasn't the best branding. Well, it was the best. I mean, it wasn't the most positive branding.
No, it wasn't positive at all.
It wasn't positive.
Yeah,
that's why it was so popular.
That's why it's so popular.
Yeah,
before TMZ, before World Star, you know what I mean? Before Atlanta Housewives.
Jerry.
It was like the first reality TV show before reality TV.
So he could be the cause of all the
Jerry was a genius. There's really no other way to put it. Go ahead, Steve.
Genius in regards to his brand, his business, right? Marketing, yada yada yada. But at the end of the day, I mean, not taking any of that away from him, so I give you that. Mm-hmm. But I mean, obviously, his show and everything that came behind it, really fed into a culture to help get us to where we are now in the modern world. Not in a good way.
Yeah, sure.
It is highlighting the disrespectfulness between men and women. It was advocating for women to stay single. It was violence. You know what I mean? This is when they had Girls Gone Wild. All that stuff was happening in that same era. Like it was the beginning of the sexual liberation movement for the feminist movement.
Third wave feminist.
And then we just see where that got us. So. I mean, obviously, anybody passing away, it is what it is. It's life, And for me, understanding that, I plan to be around for a while. Death for me, I am working to look at it differently. So, it is what it is. But business-wise, I agree with you, Chris. Absolute genius. But unfortunately, I can't even say that to the detriment of black people. No, because it was really just society.
Well, yeah, white trash on there more than anything.
Yeah. So it wasn't, it's not about that or anything. But then of course you have Steve, who even today still has a show. So
they like stand up or something on his show, right? They don't have chairs.
I don't know. They sit down.
Every time I saw his show, they were standing up.
I'm pretty sure they sit too. I mean, it's a normal show. No, I've seen him sitting.
So y'all just be watching the show. Huh?
I don't watch.
I
I'll
watch
see it
that
in
show.
passing.
Y'all know whether they stand or sit.
Ain't no y'all.
You know it's still going on.
I did not say any of that. I just know
mean,
that it's still on the air.
If I see him on an interview, they'll like do flashbacks of like what's happening on his show, and there's typically people just standing up. Like
He created a duplicatable system that he was able to pass on, and it was the blueprint, obviously, for what we have today.
I mean, off that. I mean, look. I mean, you're right, Chris. Off that. I mean, you had Montel. You had what's the Maury. I mean,
Oh my God,
they
Maury
all
bit hard.
Maury found a niche and just stuck with it.
He took one element of Jerry's show and just
Yeah. Like, just are you the
when
father,
it
you're not
comes
the
to
father?
3-month-old Raheem, DeAndre, you are not the father.
I mean,
I told you I wouldn't have motherfucking had it. Bruh, if you look at that, it's entertaining,
oh, it's entertaining, all right.
but it is the most toxic, the most toxic thing ever, especially for men.
I mean, just our families. Mm-hmm. Like, now I'm not saying that no man should get stuck with that. That's not what I'm saying. I don't believe any man should get stuck with that. Like, if you, that's a conscious decision that you make. If you want to take care of another man's child, that's a conscious decision. But this is also why I think that there should be mandatory paternity tests for children. And the only people that are against it are women, which to me just doesn't make sense. I mean, it makes sense. I know why. But.
Yeah. Well, no, it doesn't. It doesn't make sense based on how they talk.
Right.
Oh no, because you go on these shows, and the woman that be like, "I'm 1,000% sure,"
Yeah.
be the one that had 2-3
Right.
dudes.
They be all 1,000% sure. And the one sucky thing that I noticed about it is that they always boo the guy.
Always.
In any of those scenarios, they always boo the guy. They cheer the child. They cheer the woman. And they always paint the guy in this bad picture when in reality, the woman having sex with all these guys, that should not be cheered on or applauded or be like, hey, it's okay. I know you're just going through. Yeah.
Well, men can do it. Why can't we? Because you have the consequence. Like you have those consequences. You're the one that has the child. And for men, I'm not saying that having a child is a consequence or a bad thing, but consequence traditionally is a negative thing, but it's just the reality of it. You know what I mean? And for men, we don't. We have our own things. So we have our own things that we have to do, which mean we have to step up in society. We have to be the breadwinners, right? If war breaks up, we got to go out and put our life on the line. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, it's a game of balance, but it's unfortunate that that's not something that we can't just put into play. Like we do all these other. I mean, we definitely could.
It wouldn't be hard because most people are going to hospitals. If they can trick people into thinking they have to mandatory vaccinate, they can put into place paternity tests.
Yeah, I think that in general, it would be a smart thing.
Well, not for the government. The government would lose a lot of money because you have to think. Right now, a woman can just put a dude's name on the birth certificate, and then that man, if he doesn't contest it, is now liable for that child support, right? Which is how they make money. However, if there is mandatory paternity tests, and oh nigga, I'm not the father, you can't put my name on there, and you don't know who it is. So you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
yeah, it doesn't make sense for the government to really want to know, but at the same time. I mean, dude. I mean, when my son was born, I mean, other than his nose, because I was like, "Hey, man."
You was like a little skeptical.
I mean, you know what I'm saying? We weren't in a good space.
right, it wouldn't even have been.
You know what I mean?
assumed.
It wouldn't be out of the realm
And he
of
was
possibility.
really
It would not be out of the realm. I mean, even my boys were like, "Hey, bro, bro, it probably maybe not even be yours." You know what I'm saying?
Nah, but
like,
he looks like you.
oh no, he does. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, he's
You
definitely
never,
mine.
You never got no test.
No, but
Shoot, I might have.
no, but after, like, when he was born, he literally has my name. Like, he is my son. Like,
Yeah.